Hey everyone, today I'll be introducing the Take a Note Planner, also abbreviated as the TAN Planner. So Take a Note is a Taiwanese stationery brand. It's created by a music photographer or concert photographer who really wanted to make something that was really flexible. It's a little bit of a blend of weekly and daily, and it's really about making it your own. So one of their big branding themes is freedom. It came with a really beautiful bookmark, letterpressed of the entire calendar for 2022, Monday start. Gotta love the Monday starts, which are very popular in Japanese and Taiwanese type of planners. So let's get started. If you notice here, this is a really shimmery cover. This is an A5 size, and I got an A5 shimmery cover because they were offering this collaboration with Cosmotech, and it was really exciting. It was doing a bit of a surprise of you don't know which cover you're going to get, and I'm very lucky to get this one. It's actually made of Tyvek, so it is waterproof, and they have different colors on their website, but this is the shimmery one that looks almost like leather. If you don't have a cover on it, I definitely recommend getting some type of cover. They do give you a clear cover included in your planner, but if you don't have one, oh, and they included a really cute gilded thank you note, and I definitely appreciate that. So if you don't have a cover, as you can see, this is a flat lay binding, but it's pretty much exposed, so it could easily get wet. And this is kind of like a cardstock. It's pretty hefty. It is gilded, but it is, it wouldn't be waterproof in any way. So I would try to get a cover of some sort so it doesn't mess up the spine, or if you accidentally spill a little something on it, which, by the way, I have, and I can say that it is waterproof. So let's get started into the layout. So 2022 regular in A5 size. And it has an overview of 4 months for 2021, and then you get into 2022, and then a few 4 months for 2023. I can't even believe it can be 2023 so soon. You have a Gantt chart here. It has really subtle colors of brown and gray, so it's very neutral. So you can really make it your own if you wanted to go crazy with highlighters. You can use this as a mood tracker, project tracker. Any colors would really look good on this. It has almost a cream color paper, which is the same type of paper that the Hobonichi planners use, which is a very popular Japanese planner that has that cream color that makes it really soft and easy on the eyes, but it also makes it tricky when you use whiteout because it doesn't quite match up. So if you can tell, it is a bit of a creamy color. It's not yellow, but it's not a bright white, and it's definitely not a gray white, so, or an off-white. As you can tell, it starts from the December 2021, and it has a Monday start, which I love, and it goes all the way to Sunday, and the Saturday and Sunday is in brown, so even the numbers are in brown. It's pretty subtle that I don't think it, really throws anyone off, but I do kind of like that it has a Monday start, which makes sense to people whose workday starts on Monday and you want your weekends together in case you're going on a trip. You can just write camping and then just write that all across. So what I really like about this is that it has some gridded room up top. It has gridded room down here. And if you look here, it gives you the page number. So immediately you can see like which week is, or which page is this week on, and it'll tell you right there. So if you go into January, same thing. It tells you every single week that it's on. And over here, you could write maybe your weekly overarching themes, or you can do a quote, you can do an affirmation. You can really do anything over here because this is a pretty spacious amount. And I really like that they give you a full box for every single day. So sometimes monthly calendars, they tend to condense them if there's an extra block, but they actually give you the full block. And there's lots of bottom room here for you to fill out for things you have to do during that month. But this is a little bit like a bullet journal. You kind of have to make it your own. You have to come out with your own trackers if you want a tracker. So I wouldn't recommend this as a first time planner, because you really have to come up with a lot of those yourself. And if you're new to planning, you might not know exactly what works or what doesn't work for you and what trackers to put. So I would recommend this planner if you've tried a few planners, you're not quite sure on their layouts or templates, or you find yourself constantly having to edit or cross things out and you want something really flexible. This is the one for you, because it's really well designed in terms of flexibility, spacing. The grid is really nice. It's a dotted grid all the way through. It's really subtle. And as with most Asian inspired planners or Asian planners, a lot of the months are all together in the front. So you got March, April. So it keeps going. Everything's in the front. So if you need to come back to it, you have to flip all the way back from your weekly page back to your monthly. But if you're planning something, you can immediately tell this week in July is on page 144, and all the page numbers are on the bottom. So I do like that they have that aspect that you can just jump to. It's very subtle, but it's also useful. I'm personally not quite sure what I would use the monthly page is for yet, because I feel like I have some other planners that I could use the monthly for that are part of my weekly sections. I usually do a lot of gratitude journaling in my monthlies, which I might be using the hemlock and oak for, because this is a little too small for me, for someone with larger handwriting. I have seen a lot of people write Chinese and Japanese on gridded lines, and it looks beautiful. So as you can tell, the last one you have is a March 2023 monthly. And I did write on the other side, so you can see some ghosting. This is pretty common in Tomoe River paper. This is technically one of the thicker Tomoe River papers out there, more than the Hobonichi, but you can still see some ghosting. And that's something you have to get used to if you are interested in Tomoe River paper. The Tomoe River paper is really great for fountain pens because this shows off the shine and the sheen of it, but it does do ghosting. And this is actually just using a Jetstream, which is a ballpoint pen. It's not even a gel pen. It's definitely not a marker, and you can still see it. There's no bleeding, which I appreciate. So bleeding is when it kind of goes all the way through and you don't see that. Can get into what it looks like. So this is the first week. You have December, and they do an overview of the week here, and then they have 3 days, followed by 4 days, and then a restart. So another weekly overview here, 3 days, and then 4 days. So it really has a lot of that beautiful type of simple minimalist layout, but it also gives you a lot of room. So this is a lot of room to write. So let me flip to a blank one. So right here, you see you have the monthly overview with the circled out of the week where you're at. You have a beautiful type of 1 to signify it's January. It does alternate between brown and gray. So if you look here, it's brown and gray throughout. You flip to February, and then you see the transition. So it's really nice, really beautiful type of layout, very subtle and neutral. So if you don't like really bold, in your face type of American planners tend to be, definitely recommend this one. And this is a unique design. So if you don't see your full week at once, which could be a problem because most people want to see what they're doing every day of the week, then you're like, oh no, it's split between 2 pages. But you can always use this. So this is almost the same layout that you would see on a Hobonichi Weeks, where they do a horizontal version and then the rest is a blank page on the other side. So this is about the same size as a Hobonichi Weeks of the Monday to Sunday. And then they have really nice timelines here. So you have a timeline, it's shaded at around noon, so you have a break in the day, and then it keeps going in my favorite 24-hour clock format, which I wish all planners did this, but it's 24-hour clock format. So if you're not used to 24-hour clock format, it might throw you off a little bit, but as someone who loves it, I'm a big fan. And then it has a dot for the half hour, and it keeps going even into 3:30 a.m. of the next day, which is amazing. So if you really need a flexible planner, this is the one for you. If you work nights and you need something to plot out like some of your night schedules, you're leaving at 10 p.m., trying to get there by 11, then this would be a great one for you. And then you still have room to drag it over to the next page. So this could really be maybe like a 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and then a 6 o'clock again, and then it'll go straight there. So it has dots for you to make it your own. And I actually got the planner in getting some lunar moons here, which is really nice. This is an option. There's another option, the Chinese version, I believe, does the lunar calendar holidays here instead, but I have the English version and instead it's doing the moons. And then you flip to the next page and it's the same thing. So you have 4 days, it's a lot of room. So this is kind of like the space you would have for a daily. So if you have a daily and you don't like carrying a daily and a weekly, this is great. Or if you think the Hobonichi, which gives you a full page for every day, is just too much or can be too punishing if you skip too many days in a row, then I recommend this one because they split the page in half for you. And if it's still too much room, you can get the A6 size, which is half the size of an A5. And then as you can see here, the weekends, it's in brown. So it has a little bit of a different shading than the weekdays, but still very subtle. And I think any type of marker would work really well. And then you get into the next week. So that basically repeats for the next 12 months. It's a really beautiful planner, well made. The paper is buttery smooth, so I would say you do have to wait a bit if you're using something kind of inky or wet, and just wait because I don't think it would absorb instantly. So to prevent smearing, I think most Tomoe River papers, you have to wait a bit. I did a little bit of a pen test here. So I have a Corgi pen. I'm not sure which brand it is. I guess it says Iconic, but I haven't quite heard of this brand before, but my friend got me this pen and I love it. And it is a ballpoint, and that says Corgi pen. This is the Muji Point 8. I have the blend pen from Zebra, Jetstream, which I was using to journal earlier. And then I have the S Gel, which is from Sharpie. And then I swatched a few Tombow markers. Some of the lighter colors, which I think would be what most people would probably use for this type of neutral tone. So you can see there is ghosting. You can see it on the other side, and this is common. So I think if you're new to Tomoe River paper, it takes getting used to. I'm one of those people who are new to it. So I'm starting to learn how to get around it. Some people love it because it gives you like a really textured paper or textured feel, like it looks like someone's used it, someone's lived through this planner. It feels like it's been very, very broken into, which is nice. But for me, sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I could have a brand new start without seeing ghosting. So that's something you have to think about. And then you have I did this on the back pages. So here's some back pages, and they split it into fourths. You can do it with a little dot right there. So that's kind of nice that you have some scrap pages in the back. Altogether, it's 255 pages. So that's a good amount, and it's actually really thin. So this was really portable. I like to take this if you want to take it journaling, on the go. This is a great planner to take for journaling. I know a lot of people, they don't even use it as a full planner in a way. They use it more as memory journaling or just writing some notes down based on the day they're in. And because the columns are so wide, you feel like you have space. And you have all your notes in one of what you did that week or what you were thinking that week. So I definitely recommend this planner for those who want more flexibility, for people who don't really like all the templates that are out there, and for people who kind of want a weekly and daily planner in one. So thanks for watching and hope to see you soon.